Howdy gamers, welcome back to Achievement Man, where I try to complete every achievement from a fresh account. Now, I know what you're thinking. Grizzly Hills is legitimately the best thing that Blizzard has ever produced. Like the poop quest, how could it be topped? But put down your pitchforks, everyone. By the end of this video, you will understand what I mean. As soon as you enter Grizzly Hills, all you can hear is the sound of 1,000 Redditors on r/WoW Circle Jerk, and it is truly beautiful. Grizzly Hills' quest achievement requires us to complete 6 storylines, and it all starts at this nice little cozy place called Amberpine Lodge. Unfortunately for Amberpine Lodge's quest givers though,
this hero of Azeroth
is skipping most of their tasks. Sorry guys, no poopy quest. I instead grabbed this quest asking me to go loot a chest. And these hordes stole this chest from some nice, hairy trappers to the north. Our alliance man hopes to ally with them to get an edge over the horde, so I fly up to this horde shack and steal the chest back. Success! The trappers want to be our friends. It's getting late though, and it's a full moon, so they ask me to go away and come back when it's not a full moon. So I fly back to Amberpine Lodge, I take a nap, then I zoop on back the next day. They got some really weird looking dogs here though. They ask if I could kill a few horde outside their camp and also pull up some wolfsbane growing around their base. As I let them know I took care of it, the human smiles at me with a huge fanged mouth. And he says he wants me to fly up a little bit north and kill an orc leader, and then rip off his skin and wear it. Wow, that's really messed up. But being the hero of Azeroth I am with no moral compass, I fly up to do what I need to do. Right as I'm reaching down to skin this orc, some lady tells me to stop. It turns out these dudes are all Worgen. Whoa, what a twist. So I rescue this Alliance scout and he takes us on the most epic quest ever. We hop on a horse and we race back to Amberpine Lodge, chased by Worgen right at our heels. I'm throwing fire at them. We're sprinting over rivers and logs and the terrain to get back to Amberpine. But not really, no. Instead, we slowly take the most ridiculous path back to Amberpine Lodge while sometimes Worgen show up, and it takes like 7 hours. But we eventually make it back, and I'm sent to wipe them out. So I kill a ton of Worgen, and I take out one of their leaders. And I head back, expecting a storyline completion, but no. This apparently was not a story, but it does open up other stories at least. The first storyline that we actually open up is the bear storyline. These here Furbolg have been acting up, and us purple folk have to enact retribution upon them. But first, we need to figure out why they're acting up. So I'm sent to scout out the corpse of Vordrasil, the dead world tree. It was originally planted to prevent the old god Yogg-Saron's badness from spreading. But instead, it just got yogged, and the Night Elves had to kill it. Upon rummaging around the remains, I find a ton of black goo that I grab some samples of, and I take some magic readings inside some pieces of the tree. And it confirms that our quest giver here is right. The tree is haunted. Unfortunately, Zach Baggins is busy this weekend, so this druid is on the job. I have learned well though, and first interview some real bears about what's going on. They tell me so I murder a few dozen Furbolg for blood samples, and I get them back to the elf. She says, yup, this is definitely a haunted tree corpse, but I fly to the center of the tree and burn down the new tree they're trying to grow, and then I scoop up all the seeds so the Furbolg can't try and grow it again. To finish this up, I head up and I murder a bear god with this neat Furbolg druid man.
Stay behind me, Night Elf, I will do my best to protect you.
And turning this in grants me the first storyline completion. Up next, I head over to Westfall 2 Electric Boogaloo. First thing they want me to do is head into a mine and see what's going on. I'm told the mine is haunted, be careful. But I just dealt with a haunted tree and I'm pretty over it. I head into the mine and use another
Blizzard patented super long cooldown quest item.
And completing this gets me sent over to Runa the Blind. I backtrack a little bit and head over to her by the corpse of the tree, and she wants me to grab some low drop rate moth dust. Then she has me do a line of the moth dust, which gives me visions of Shadowfang Keep. And it turns out that dude who's partially responsible for the whole Worgen thing was resurrected. So now we're back on the Worgen thing. I get sent over to kill some Worgen and rescue a little girl, then I fly over to Worgen Island and kill a bunch of named Worgen, and upon turning in this quest, I get another storyline completion. Up next, I'm going back to Camp Westfall. It's time to help some dwarves. I'm told to grab this dwarf some moonshine. He wants me to investigate some dark iron dwarf shenanigans up north, so I do my usual kill everything in sight and loot the corpses. But I also investigate a few buildings, and we need to know more info on why they're here. And this is where Microsoft Activision Blizzard TM led me astray. You see, when you head up here, there's this big important looking tree man, and remembering what I did in Wrath Classic, it's a pretty long quest chain it leads to, so logically one would assume this is a storyline, seeing as it has to do with Dark Iron Dwarves, and there is a story that is named after Dark Iron Dwarves. So I pick up his quest and I start tossing boulders into the ravine, then I fly into the ravine, translate some prophecies and take some seismic reading for the dwarves, and then...
Yes, go up north and help my friends. You will totally get achievement credit for this.
I begin using this
30-second cooldown item
on some big dudes up north, except sometimes the item doesn't even work properly, so I have to use it like 10 times. Then he has me kill another named NPC, and...
Go down south and help my brother now. He totally needs your help, and this will assist you in completing your achievement. Hello? Yo, Tony, I'm sending them down to you. Yeah, just keep them going, it's funny. Just keep going.
This guy has me kill 4 more named NPCs, and then I do another quest with a massive cooldown on an item. Anyway, I finish this, and the Rockman has no more quests, but I also don't get a storyline completion. So basically, this was just a massive waste of time, another mark against Grizzly Hills. But don't worry, I head a bit further south and help 2 more dwarves. They have me running back and forth a few times from this Dark Iron Dwarf city to the dwarves. One item of note that I did was I murdered Dark Iron Dwarves and then I took pictures of their corpses. Eventually, I end up making a disguise and get a top secret message from Loken, and then I head up to the top of the base and I kill the leader and blow up the power core. And when I fly down, something interesting happens. I get 2 storylines completed. Curious, isn't it? These 2 dwarves here, they have their hand around the throat of the storyline supply in this zone. Whatever, 2 more to go, and these 2 are actually pretty quick and easy, so it's troll time now. I head all the way back to the northwest of the zone, where I capture a troll and make a blood pact with him. Then he has me travel around the zone to various places and collect a bunch of troll mojo, whatever that is, and light it on fire to talk to him. Upon reaching the trolls in the northeast of the zone, I get a storyline knocked out, and 1 remains right here in this trolley area.
Hey man, this be some good fishing. Yeah, this is great. Hey, you be getting married soon, right? Yeah, she be the love of my life. I'm glad we moved up to this peaceful area.
I am the law. Die, evil trolls. Screw your artifacts. Screw your traditions. Achievement completed. Alright, so you might be thinking, wow, Hope, that wasn't even that bad. Let me show you a great zone. A zone with a storyline that is worthy of an achievement based around stories. Dragonblight. Oh geez, a surprise druid ambush. If you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me out a ton. And I have a question for everyone. Do you like Alexstrasza's updated look? I'll drop my answer in the comments and then let's all fight about it. Now back to the video. Dragonblight's nice with 8 storylines. It starts us in the far west of the zone at Star's Rest, and this kicks off 2 storylines. The first of which is nice and quick. I just rip the clothes off some cultists, and then I kill their named leader, and bam, first storyline is done. I'm a god. The next storyline is where we start getting a little bit more linear with the stories. I head south and I rummage through the corpses of these blue guys. And upon discovering some information from their corpses, I'm sent to kill some named guys. This eventually leads me to a trail of following the ley line nodes leading towards the Azure Dragon Shrine. So I stop by each one, I kill a named NPC, I take something very important to them, slowly making my way down the chain. And when I finally get there, I see they're basically making a giant magic nuke. I race back to the quest person to tell them, and this completes the storyline. She tells me I need to go tell Mommy Alexstrasza. So I race over to the big dragon tower, but I'm halted by some basic ass dragon. He tells me, go clear out the Ruby Dragon Shrine and then we'll talk. I insist this is urgent. There's a nuclear bomb like 5 feet from your giant tower here. But apparently it's more urgent to kill some Scourge in Northrend because they totally won't just come back as soon as I leave. So I head over and kill like a couple undead, and then I just come back while things are still clearly on fire in the distance, and he says, "Oh wow, that's so much better. Now you can go talk to her."
Do you think I have big mom energy?
I let her know what's going on at the Azure Dragon Shrine, and she says, "Wow, that's nice, honey. Please go help my friends though." And I obeyed. I first head up to the Obsidian Dragon Shrine, which is full of cultists, and I help clear them out. Then I help the Emerald Dragons, my homies. I trim some hedges around their Dragon Shrine, and then I fly around the zone and kill some big elite mobs for them. Finally, the Bronze Dragon Shrine. I first head over and help my future self fight some dragons. Then I head back and help my past self fight the same dragons. And man, my past self is saying exactly what I'm thinking. But this knocks out that storyline, and now I'm done with the dragons. For now. I head over to Winterguard Keep, which is being attacked by the looming Necropolis Naxxramas. And the first thing I get to do is my favorite quest that Blizzard Entertainment has ever put into this video game. Alright, so watch this. I get on this griffin. Okay, just stay with me. Then I fly over to the town and I try to find a panicking villager. And then I have to go pick him up. But sometimes they'll run out of your range while you're picking them up, and it doesn't pick them up. Then you fly all the way back to the Flight Master and drop them off. And then you get to do it 4 more times. Now, back in original Wrath, this used to be 10 times, and oh my gosh, was that a thrill. So I finish up this epic quest, and I head down into the lower part of the keep where I rescue some more villagers, I kill some geists, but I end up stumbling down this crypt and find some dude with a cool looking book, so I murder him and steal it. And as a reward for stealing the book, I get to sit through 5 minutes of roleplay between 2 NPCs. After that, I'm sent down into a mine, and I have to kill some undead miners. I slowly mine this ore, and I find this gnome sapper. But I have a question about the gnome sapper. So I head down there, and I find his body, and it's way in the back of the mine. And then I blow up the entrances to the mine, which is at the front of the mine. So why was he all the way in the back of the mine when we needed to blow up the entrances? We continue onward, though. Long storyline here. We gotta keep moving. I next meet up with some Alliance forces deep behind enemy lines, and I drive this tank around while we blow up plague wagons. I don't know why I don't just shoot them, but whatever. Eventually, we get to a mausoleum in the middle of town, and everybody gets out. I head down there and kill a ton of Scourge, then travel through a secret tunnel to the hidden crypt itself, and then we get a little RP to kill this Lich here before being shipped off to 4 Dragon Hold. And now we begin to watch the beginnings of a man falling to a crippling soul ash addiction. So the Wrathgate event happens, Bolvar falls, Alexstrasza comes over and torches everybody. And then is the thing that Blizzard should add back to the game. So for anybody who doesn't know, back in Wrath, you'd finish this part of the Wrathgate and march into Undercity, and you kill a bunch of stuff and you reclaim the city, and it's very cool and neat. But it is no longer in the game. So as the brand new player that I am, having seen the Forsaken just bomb Bolvar and Sourfang and all these heroes and just getting away with it scot-free, it's just like, oh, okay, I guess that's just cool then. I get the storyline completion, so whatever. It's time for a little bit of walrus-flavored R&R. And as always, the walrus deliver. It's a real quick little quest chain where I abduct children, I kill their parents, I take walrus drugs, and then I listen to this big drugfish who tells me to jump into the water, and blam! Storyline done. 2 left. The second to last storyline is some flashbacks to Warcraft 3. You know, the game that they remastered and then took away the ability to play the old one. Anyway, I head down to the shore to see the mission where Arthas damns his men to be stranded in Northrend with him. Then we go to the scene where Arthas gets Frostmourne. So, you know, he grabs it, it knocks out Muradin. But wait, who's that back there? Oh, look, it's the jailer. Yeah. This is all of his plan all along, and there he is in the scene. I remember that from Warcraft 3. Okay, I guess that guy's just gonna keep coming back to haunt me, so whatever. Storyline completed. And the last one is a little goblin storyline. They're doing something, but I think goblins are kind of creepy. So whatever, blam, achievement done. And so you see what I mean? Dragonblight has a nice flow of quests. Dragonblight, you did good, son. Grizzly Hills, step it up. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And don't forget to let me know which Alexstrasza you think is better. And on the screen right now should be some delicious content specifically picked for you. I love y'all, and I will see you on the next achievement, man.